Why did the Meross Smart Light join the HomeKit club? Because it heard they had the brightest personalities and love to switch things up. Get it? Switch things up. You don't get it? The light switch. Anyway, I purchased the Meross Smart Light because it had HomeKit capabilities, and I would say I was concerned about the installation. I just wanted to make sure that the wiring for the switch that I really wanted to upgrade had this neutral wire. And the reason why is because the actual Amazon listing said the smart switch required one. So how did I determine that my switch setup had this wire? Well, I removed the switch plate, the cover, and I actually had to take the switch out of the actual switch box to determine if there was a white neutral wire. And just wanted to give you guys a full disclosure. I'm not an electrician, so I would definitely suggest reaching out to an electrician just to ensure that you're actually wiring things up properly. Other than that, I will say this guy was pretty easy. And I think it's because the manufacturer provided us with these labels that you can put on the existing wire. So when it comes to actually wiring the new smart switch, you don't really have any issues and you don't get the wires mixed up. In some cases also, I've noticed like sometimes these wires, they look very similar. So I would say the labels definitely came in handy. I would say the biggest issue that I had was trying to get the smart boxes back into the switch box. They're normally blue, but I think the reason was because I needed to wire a smart switch for the light as well as a fan in my bedroom. And I was a little bit concerned. I was like, I wonder if this fan is going to work. And things worked out fine, and I was able to get everything packed into that switch box, and everything works. So I'm really happy with the switch otherwise. Now, in terms of setup, the smart switch itself has a setup code. At least that's what I think Apple's calling it, or a QR code. And all you have to do is go into the Home app, and I think that's like a plus button in the upper, I want to say right-hand corner. You'll press that, and then you can just scan that QR code. And I will say the setup is pretty easy. I think all you have to do is give the switch a name. I think it gives you some general names, or you can just give it a custom name if you wanted to do that. And that's pretty much it. The setup was pretty easy inside the Apple Home app. One thing I would suggest is before you screw everything back in, you check to make sure everything works. I did not do that, and I think I didn't tighten all the wires down properly, and it didn't work. So save yourself some trouble. Make sure everything works before you tighten everything back up. With that, I do, like I mentioned, I had a fan. So I have like a double, which what I call a double switch setup. So what I had to do is I had to visit, I went to Home Depot and I got a double switch cover. In a box, it comes with a single, but I needed a double. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'll put a link in the description where you can pick one up off of Amazon just to kind of make your life easier. So if you're going to order this smart switch, you can just kind of order everything at the same time. If you have like a double fan or two lights set up, I think it's just going to make things easier. It would have made life easier for me if I would have just ordered everything off of Amazon, but sometimes I just don't like things easy. But otherwise, it's been working out pretty good. I've had it for, I want to say about a month, and my wife actually loves the fact that she can actually turn the lights on and off with Siri, which is kind of cool. It means I don't have to get up and turn the light off for her. Sometimes she forgets to turn it off. But we're actually, since we like it so much, we're probably going to get some more to have for our, I guess, garage, maybe the front porch light, so the lights can turn on and off, you know, when the sun sets or rises. As I finish on, just keep in mind, which is kind of important, this switch does not have a dimmable function, but I do think Meross offers a dimmable version. If they do, I'll put a link in the description as well if you want to get a dimmable version. I would probably get a dimmable version for my garage since I don't want the lights at full blast, but totally up to you if you want to, have them at full blast or not. Another thing to keep in mind that this is a one-way switch. It's not a three-way switch. And if you're not really sure what a three-way switch is, normally you'll find those on staircases. So you have a switch at the top and then you have a switch at the bottom. That's a three-way switch. The switch that I'm reviewing, this switch here, is a one-way switch. So I would suggest please make sure that there's only one switch for the switch that you want to replace. Hopefully that makes some sense. But otherwise, we normally use our HomePod Mini to turn the lights on. We'll ask Siri, which is really nice, or sometimes, very rarely, we'll use our phone to turn things on and off, but normally it's Siri. The switch doesn't feel cheap when you're pressing it. Also, the switch has these two circular LEDs at the bottom that illuminate green when the switch is on, but when it's off, I was thinking more it will be red, but when it's off, it doesn't illuminate at all. So I don't know, but that's just how it works. But that's pretty much the review. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I answered your question. And hopefully you come back for more Apple tech news with Apple Fan Dad. Almost forgot my name. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps out the channel. And best of all, it is free.